because I'm starting to nosebleed again. And now, ipapakita namin sa inyo ang aming bagong kotse. Ito ay ang Nissan Kicks 2019 SB. Before anything else, gusto po namin sabihin na hindi po kami nagyayabang or nagbabrag. Gusto lang po namin i-share sa inyo yung aming happiness dahil ito yung first purchase namin together as husband and wife. So ayan, tara! Let's go! Let's take a look. We will give you a quick tour, car tour. As if may laman yung loob ng kotse. Wala naman talagang masyadong laman. Pero papasilip lang namin sa inyo kung ano yung nasa sasakyan. Kaya tara, let's do it!
Let's go!
Part of the car, and sa baba, dyan namin siya binili sa Nissan Jeff Weiler Coleraine. Ayan, Coleraine place siya 30 to 40 minutes away sa aming bahay. And ipapakita ko sa inyo yung likod na part or yung back part. So, let's go! Andito na tayo sa back portion. So, meron siyang date. Ito yung parang, is this the temporary tag plate, right?
Yeah.
So wala pa kaming plate number or tag number kasi bago pa lang yung kotse. So kailangan naming mapalagyan ng plate number or tag number on or before August 20, 2020. Yon. Tapos tara, pasok tayo sa loob ng sasakyan. Let's go inside! Driver's seat. And ang daming controls na hindi ko alam kung ano. I told them there are tons of controls that I don't know what.
On the left side, it's so you can go to the
there.
menu.
So that buttons are for the menus on there.
Yeah, and this is typical regular.
Yes.
Headlights over here.
Headlights, and then
over here's cruise control. So you hit this little button right here and it turns on cruise control, so it pops up. Here in the United States it's miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then you set how fast you want to go here. So
yes,
you get up to speed with the gas pedal like regular, then you'll hit the set button here.
yes.
And then it'll set it to whatever speed you were going to.
Oh.
And then you can raise the speed or lower the speed with these two buttons.
Yes.
And then if you want to turn it off, you can hit cancel or you can just hit the
Yes.
cruise control button.
So this one are for the volume kung gusto nyong lakasan or hinaan yung sound. This one goes to there para sa menu. Diyan, kung ano mang meron dyan, ayan, yung may time, may temperature, and then this one, kung gusto nyong bagalan or bilisan yung limit, speed limit, or iset nyo lang siya at a fixed speed limit. So, yon. Tapos, dito naman sa area na to, dito kami nagpe-play ng aming music. Para siyang maliit na iPod. Tapos, may, pwede nyo makita yung text messages nyo dito. And then, dito yung time. Tapos, meron tayong menu. Ayan, yan yung piniplay naming music kanina. Nakakonect yung phone ni Buddy. Tapos, tingnan natin, pag i-press natin to, hindi ko gano'n na-press. Ayan, balik ulit sa time. Tapos, may choices kung gusto nyong i-connect via Bluetooth, USB, AM, FM radio stations. Tapos, merong camera. Meron tayong back camera sa likod. So, pagka pinaandar to, pagka in-start to, bale, makikita mo yung view ng likod na part, kung may mababangga or wala. And then, ito, pagka mag-start tayo, paanda rin yung ating sasakyan, ipipress lang natin tong button na to. So, hindi na kailangan siyang sususian dito. Ipipress mo lang to and then mag-start na siya. Tapos, ito, basic lang din to. Gaya sa ibang cars, meron din. And meron siyang black interior. Ayan. And then, meron din siyang armrest pala. Armrest, pero sa driver seat lang. Wala akong armrest. Ayan, si Buddy lang yung meron. And then, meron din tayong USB port sa ilalim. And meron din tayong USB port dito sa left and right, may USB port din.
Hello, I'm in the back seat. So this is how the back seat looks like. I have plenty of space in here. Tapos, ayan o, plenty of space. Tapos mataas din yung bubong, yung bubong. Tapos may handle din siya dito. It also has a handle over here. And spacious naman siya inside. Pero wala siyang pero wala siyang armrest. Yung ibang cars may armrest dito, tapos may lalagyan sila ng drinks. Pero ito wala, pero okay lang. Hindi naman kami nag-iinarte sa armrest. So now let's go to the back portion. So this is the compartment area. Ito yung space niya. Pero pwede nyong i-press tong mga buttons na yan. Tapos yung upuan, bababa siyang ganon. So more space pa. So ayan siya. Spacious naman siya. Tapos if you want more space, just press the buttons and the chairs will go down. Go down.
Lower.
Will lower. So that's it. We're gonna drive this car and show you around.
All right.
Let's do it! So right now guys, naka-open yung windows namin kasi mainit ngayon yung temperature. Nasa 28 degrees Celsius. Gusto lang namin makalanghap ng fresh air. And then si Buddy, nakaset yung controls niya. Nakaset yung speed limit niya sa 35 miles per hour kasi wala naman kami sa major highway. Tapos, hindi nakapress, yung paa niya, hindi nakapress sa gas.
Look at my feet.
His feet, where's your feet? Oh, it's just there, it's moving. Hindi siya nakapress sa gas kasi pwede mo siyang madrive ng ganon. Kahit hindi ka nakapress sa gas, tapos set mo lang yung speed limit, okay na. So, di ba, super convenient. Tapos, for example, nakaset ka sa speed limit mo na 35 miles per hour and then biglang kailangan mo magpreno. So, pag ginapakan mo yung preno, yung speed limit niya, syempre, babagal. So, i-press mo na naman ulit kung gusto mo iset yung speed limit. So, how's the feeling of driving?
I mean, you can tell that it's a brand new car. It's like driving a toy around, honestly. I mean, turning's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's got a smaller. Well, it's not really a small engine. It's just the horsepower is lower. Like my little Cobalt had like 148 horsepower. This has got 122.
Yeah.
But it's a lighter vehicle.
Yes.
I think it's a VCT, variable changing transmission, that's in these 4-cylinder, which makes it kind of interesting. It's like I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's not like it's like an electronic shift, so it's not traditional like automatic transmission. So it puts you in mind that it's shifting through regularly, but it's not actually doing that. So, but for what we need and for everyday life, it's plenty enough horsepower, plenty enough, I guess, giddy up for what we need. So it's really nice. It's comfortable. You can see out of it really well. It's a small crossover, but you're up high enough that you feel like you can see around you very well.
Yes.
It's easy to see out of. There's no real major blind spot.
Yeah.
It's just comfortable to drive. I really like it. I'm enjoying the drive.
Yes.
So, if you decide to go on a road trip, it would be nothing to take this, for a day or so. So.
And then, dito pala sa harapan, sa sides, may mga blinkers na tinatawag. Para kung biglang may kotse na mabilis sa gilid nyo, na approaching siya, so magbe-blink siya. Parang magiging aware kayo na, oy, may paparating na kotse, ganyan. Gusto lang sana namin magbigay ng tips para sa mga bibili ng kotse, na mga mag-asawa din, na yung newly married couples na andito rin sa US,
Tapos, alam mo yan, gusto nyo ng affordable, ganyan. So, unang-una kami, ang inisip namin kung ano yung, meron kaming tatlo na tips para sa inyo, yung what we want, what we can afford, and what we need. Yung sa what we want, syempre, hanapin nyo muna kung ano yung car na gusto nyo. Kaya nga, what you want, diba? And then, sa what you need, kung talagang ito yung car na kailangan nyo. So,
we got a little bit of both. We got what we need, and we
Yes.
also found what we wanted.
Yes, yes.
So.
And then, aside from that, kailangan nyo rin isipin what you can afford. What's this? For example, you can afford to pay like $600 or $700 per month. So, nasa 30 to 35,000 pesos per month yung kaya nyong bayaran. Siguro, tingin ko lang, wag nyong i-maximize yung limit nyo doon. For example, iset nyo ng mas mababa like 20,000 or 25,000 per month kasi gaya nga sa mga nabasa kong post sa ibang FB group, yung mga ibang nandito rin na bumili sila ng kotse, hindi kasi natin alam yung pwedeng mangyari in the future, like what if may emergency na kailangan natin gumastos ng mas malaki, tapos baka mamaya hindi na natin mabayaran yung sasakyan na binili natin. Kaya ayun, lagi yung isipin na in the future, hindi natin alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa future. Kaya alam nyo yun, kung ano yung maximum na limit na kaya nyo, medyo ibaba nyo para just in case may unforeseeable events na mangyayari, alam mo yun, mababayaran nyo pa rin yung kotse, tapos makakaya nyo bayaran yung gastusin dun sa mga emergency na mangyayari in the future if ever meron man, pero wag naman sana. So yun, I talk a lot.
Well, yeah, I'm just, setting, finding out what the maximum amount you can spend, like what your limit is. That's important because it lets you know, okay, so this is what we could if we had to. You never want to actually spend the full amount that you could actually afford.
Yes.
There's no reason for that. If you can, so you set your maximum at $600 a month. That's great. That gives you a figure to basically stay below. You know that you don't want to go over that, but you want to get as close to nothing as you can.
Yes.
So that's why you go in and you work with the dealership, if possible.
Yes.
They call it, you kind of haggle with them or whatever. So,
Yes.
If you can afford $600, but you can get it for $250 or $300, like you're saying, then you've got that extra money a month. You can either save it towards
Yes.
something else, or if something would come up bad, you know that you've got that money and you're not putting it into your car.
Yes.
Because as soon as you drive a car off of the lot, it pretty much loses half of what it's worth automatically. Another important thing is trying to stay within your price range, but also get the term of the payments as low as possible too.
Yes.
So if you can get something paid off in 4 years, be within or be under your price range, then your car is going to have more equity in it at the end of it. It's going to be worth more because you got it paid off quicker.
Yes.
So,
And aside from that, don't forget also the car insurance payments.
Yeah, so the way that, anytime you get a new car, you have to put full coverage on it.
Yes.
You can't even drive it off the lot without having full coverage on it. Depending on what insurance company you go with, that's obviously gonna change what your payment is. But the way that we did it is, we knew what we wanted to pay a month. And we knew the term limit that we wanted to pay it with. We went a little bit higher in the term month-wise so we could get our payment a little bit lower. But we called our insurance company, right?
Yes.
Before we ever went and actually looked at the car. And we were looking at 3 different cars. And we talked to our insurance agent and said, okay, what's full coverage going to be on this? What's it going to be on this? And what's it going to be on this? We had a VIN number for each vehicle that we were looking at. And he was able to go to and say, okay, this is what you're paying for your car right now, and this is how much more a month you're going to pay, or what your price is going to be over a 6-month term, which I pay every 6 months for insurance. So we were able to take that figure, and then I like to kind of add my insurance into my car payment because basically they go hand in hand. So I want my car payment low enough with my insurance added into that, and I still want to stay underneath of what our maximum car payment that we wanted to pay. So I kind of combined both, because if you can do that and you can stay underneath your limit, then you know you're going to be okay and you're not going to run into an issue.
And you know, before buying a car, think first and then do some reviews.
We looked. We did tons of YouTube watching.
Yes,
watching
watch
reviews
YouTube
on
videos.
the cars that we liked. Obviously, you know, you're going to be excited about the ones you like, but you know, take a kind of a step out of your comfort zone and look at some cars that you maybe didn't even think about and see if they would kind of fit. When we first started looking, we weren't looking at the kicks.
Yeah.
We were looking at a little Nissan Versa as the first thing that we went and seen, and by the time we left the dealership, we seen these when we were leaving, and we thought, you know what, we kind of like those better than what we were just looking at.
Buying a car, syempre, masaya. You're happy when you're buying your new car, but it's also stressful.
It's so stressful.
Yes.
Yeah, it is
So
really
stressful.
And it's a long day too. Like we got there around 12 p.m.
Yes, in the
noon,
car dealership.
in the dealership, and we didn't leave till after 5:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So
Tons of paperwork to
Yeah.
fill out, to sign.
yeah. So, and also be careful. Like, even so, you think, you know, you sit down with the car salesman or saleswoman in our case, and you figure out what your payment's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, realize that once you go back into the finance room, there's two sets of paperwork. There's paperwork that you sign with your car salesperson, and then you have to go back into the finance room for the actual financing part. They're also going to try to get you to sign up for warranties and all these extra warranties. And you know, if you go with a car company that's already got an extended warranty or a long warranty, then you're kind of wasting your money sometimes when you sign up for those extras. And initially I said no because it was going to put our payment out of what we wanted to pay. And then because I said no, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it goes the same way with, you know, if you're wanting to buy a car, sometimes the first time you go to the dealership isn't always the time that you want to buy it. A lot of times if you walk away and you say, no, you know, I've seen the car somewhere else, I think I'm going to go look at them. Sometimes if you walk away, then they'll come back and they'll offer you a better price. But the way it went with our finance guy, he basically asked, you know, hey, why did you say no? And I said, listen, we're trying to keep our payment around this. And, you know, we're $100 over what we wanted to pay in the first place. And he's like, well, let me see if I can make a deal. And so he goes on his computer and, you know, and all he really had to do was probably just say, oh, yeah, we could give it to you for this. So he basically cut the added amount that he put on our payment. He cut it in half. So, I mean, for half of what he had originally wanted us to do, we got 100,000 miles warranty on it. So it was worth saying no. Now, like I said, it may not always work, but sometimes it does, and it did in our benefit.
Yes. So, what's this? Just always remember, ito tips lang namin to para sa inyo, but at the end of the day, it's still up to you. It's still your decision as to what car you wanna buy. But this is only based on our experience. Ang tinignan namin is what we wanted, what we need, and what we can afford. And don't forget about the car insurance payments because it comes into play. And then that's it. And then don't forget to watch YouTube videos. If ever hindi kayo makapunta sa mga car dealership, may YouTube videos naman yung meron mga nagre-review ng mga cars para may idea kayo.
We are not experts in this whatsoever. Like she said earlier, this is our first buying experience. But you know, that is what we went through, and we use YouTube to find a ton of videos that helped us along and helped us make our decisions. So it made it really easy to go in and say, hey, this is what we've been looking at and this is what we like. So that made that part easier.
So guys, sinishare lang namin sa inyo yung aming naging experience in buying our first car as a married couple, and we hope that it will help you in your future car purchase. So that's all for now. Thank you very much. Have a great day and see you again on our next vlog. Bye for now.